My fiance texted lol. You thought I'd cancel the Miami trip for your surgery? When I asked for support during my operation. I texted back, my bad. What the nurse told her. When she called the hospital later changed everything. Hey Reddit, strap in for this shit show I'm about to share. My fiance decided Miami was more important than my surgery, so I let her enjoy her trip. Things went absolutely insane after that. You're gonna love it. Names changed for obvious reasons, but everything else is 100% real. Get your snacks. Here we go. I, 27 male, have been with Fiona for 3 years, engaged for 6 months. We're living in my apartment that I've been paying for since before we met. She moved in after 8 months and somehow never contributed more than grocery money. Had the whole thing planned out. Beach wedding next summer, honeymoon in Greece, white picket fence bullshit. Until the universe said, nope, you guessed wrong. Thank God for that tumor. One morning, doing a routine checkup. You know the drill. Expected to get lectured about my diet and be out in 20 minutes. Instead, Dr. Williams is poking around my side with that look. This is about to ruin your whole month look. We need to run additional tests, he says, which in doctor speak means, congratulations, something's trying to kill you. One anxiety-filled week later, CT scans, blood work, sitting in waiting rooms that smell like despair and hand sanitizer, I get the verdict. Benign tumor on my kidney, but positioned like it's got personal beef with me, wrapped around some crucial shit that means they've got to slice me open and dig it out properly. Surgery's the only option, Dr. Williams explains. You'll be in the hospital 2 to 3 days minimum. Recovery's about 4 weeks, and you'll absolutely need someone with you 24/7 for at least the first week. No driving, no lifting, no being alone. Fair enough. I called my fiancée from the hospital parking lot. Tell her about the tumor, the surgery scheduled for April 15th, how I need someone there for recovery. I can hear her typing the whole time, probably work emails or Instagram captions. Hard to tell which is more important to her. Multitasking queen right here. When I finish explaining, there's this long pause before she drops the bomb. Wait, April 15th? That's Miami week. She actually asks if I can reschedule the surgery for after her trip, like I'm rearranging a dentist appointment instead of tumor removal. Yeah, let me just call Dr. Williams and ask if the tumor can wait 2 weeks for your tan. Calls the whole thing typical and convenient timing for ruining her vacation. I try explaining that surgeons have waiting lists, that this was the earliest opening, that I genuinely need her support. She sighs like I'm asking her to donate a kidney. Ugh, fine, just let me ask the girls. They're counting on me. I can't believe this is happening. Then she hangs up. I sat in that parking lot for 30 minutes, thinking about how my fiance just prioritized Miami Beach over my life. That night, Fiona comes home around 9 p.m. Doesn't even look at me. Just drops her purse and starts making herself a drink like she's had the hardest day in human history. So I talked to the girls, she starts, and I already know I'm about to hear some grade A bullshit. They think it's really manipulative that you're trying to make me cancel. Manipulative. Let that marinate for a second. I have a tumor, Fiona, which you've apparently had for months, but now it's suddenly urgent? Right before my trip that you knew was important to me? The doctor literally just... Doctors always make everything sound urgent. It's how they justify their fees. Sarah's dad is a surgeon. She knows how this works. Sarah. Her vapid friend whose entire personality is having rich parents and posting gym selfies with captions like, blessed. That Sarah is now my medical consultant, apparently. Fiona. This is surgery, not a checkup. It's outpatient, though, right? Number 2 to 3 days in the hospital, then weeks of recovery. She takes a long sip of her drink, studying me like I'm some complicated math problem. Look, I get that you're scared, but I can't just drop everything because you're having a medical procedure. I have a life too, Zach. What about our vows? In sickness and health. We haven't taken those vows yet. And honestly, this whole guilt trip is making me question if we're ready for marriage. There it is. Question the engagement because I had the audacity to get a tumor. I need someone here to take care of me. You know my family isn't an option since I don't talk to them. Then hire someone. There are services for this. Professional nurses who actually know what they're doing. Are you serious? You want me to hire a stranger because you can't miss a trip? We're supposed to be partners. Zach, I need you to stop being so damn selfish and support the fact that I have my own life and my own plans that don't revolve around him. She storms off to the bedroom. I sleep on the couch, which was more comfortable than lying next to that ice queen anyway. Next morning, she's already dressed and grabbing her keys. I'm going to Miami, she announces. The girls need me, the trip is paid for, and I'm not letting your medical drama ruin something I've been planning for months. That's what 3 years together gets you. Medical drama. Okay, I say quietly. Okay, that's it? What do you want me to say exactly? I want you to understand that I can't put my entire life on hold every time something. Got it. Have fun in Miami. I interrupted. She pauses at the door, probably expecting me to beg or grovel or promise to reschedule surgery around her party schedule. Don't make me the villain here, Zach. I'm being practical. Sure you are. No worries. 2 weeks later, I texted her one final time. Call it a last test of whatever humanity she had left. I'm really worried about this. I need you there with me. 3 hours later. LOL, seriously? You actually thought I'd cancel Miami for your surgery? It's not even cancer. Stop being such a baby about it. I screenshot that message. My mistake, I texted back. And it was. My mistake thinking she was worth marrying. After Fiona's charming "stop being such a baby" text, I realized I needed to get my shit together fast. Surgery in 5 days, no support system, and apparently I'm on my own. First stop, work. Had to explain to my boss that I'd need time off for surgery and recovery. Mark's a good guy, been through his own medical stuff, so he gets it immediately. He sets me up with HR to get my medical leave paperwork sorted. The HR lady, Janet, has this motherly energy and immediately goes into protective mode when she hears the situation. You'll need someone to drive you home from the hospital, and someone to check on you for at least 48 hours. Family nearby? Not really, it's complicated. She writes down her personal number. Okay, if you get stuck, call me. This isn't something you handle alone. Now I know some of you must be wondering why I haven't called my family. We don't have a relationship. I cut them off long ago, but that's another story. So anyways, that night, I started researching what recovery actually looks like. Forums, medical sites, first-hand accounts. Turns out I really will need 24/7 help for at least a week. Can't lift anything over 10 pounds. Can't drive while on pain meds. Need help getting in and out of bed for the first few days. Fiona was posting Instagram stories about Miami outfits while I'm researching post-surgical care instructions. The contrast was so stark it was almost funny. That's when I called Liam. Best friend since college. The kind of guy who'd help you bury a body at 3 a.m. without asking questions. Bro, did you just tell me your fiancée is going to Miami while you have surgery? That's the situation, yeah. What the hell is wrong with her? Is she mentally deficient? Did she hit her head as a child? Multiple times? Apparently I'm being manipulative and dramatic. You have a tumor, you ass. Holy shit, that's not dramatic. Wait, I'm driving up there. Liam, you don't need to... Shut your mouth. I'm taking time off work. Someone should give a damn if you die on that table. It's outpatient. I said shut your mouth. I'm coming. This is why Liam's my boy. He drives up from Baltimore the day before surgery, shows up with a duffel bag, groceries, and a bottle of the good stuff for after you're off the pain meds. So where's Princess Miami? Flight leaves at 6 a.m. She'll probably be wheels up before I'm even in pre-op. And she's really okay with this? Yeah, she's fine with everything. Liam shakes his head. 3 years, man. She's supposed to... You know what? Fuck her. Let's focus on you now. We spent the evening watching movies and ordering pizza. Just two friends hanging out before a medical procedure. The simplicity of having someone who actually gives a shit hits me hard. This is what support looks like. Around 10 p.m., Fiona texts, "Hope everything goes well tomorrow. Try not to be mad at me forever." Want me to respond? Liam asks. Nah, let her. Morning of April 15th, Fiona leaves at 5 a.m., gives me the weakest hug in history and says, "Try not to die or whatever. I'll bring you back something from Miami." Try not to die or whatever. That's the woman I was planning to spend my life with. Liam shows up an hour later with a duffel bag and a shit-eating grin. Ready to get this tumor evicted, landlord? Yes, sir. We get to the hospital and the prep nurse, name tag says Pamela, probably late 50s, has that "I've seen every type of family drama" energy, is doing my intake. Emergency contact is still Fiona? Nah, changed it to Liam Crawford here. Pamela makes a note. Good to have support. Your fiancé couldn't make it? Liam snorts. She's in Miami getting her drink on. Priorities, you know. Pamela's pen stops moving. What, Miami? During your surgery? Yep. And you're still engaged to this person? Not for long, I say. Pamela grins. Well, you're in excellent hands here. We'll take very good care of you. Surgery goes perfectly. Wake up drowsy, but tumor-free. Liam's in the chair next to me, scrolling through Fiona's Instagram stories. Yo, good morning, Zach. Feeling tumorless? Dude, nah, you'll live. He slapped me on the shoulder. A few minutes later, he starts showing me what Miss Miami has been posting. She posted like 15 times. Look at this shit. Miami vibes with my girls. with a bunch of bikini shots. Posted 2 hours ago. The bitch even posted a group shot captioned, "Some things are more important than drama." DRAMA. Like you planned this whole tumor in your ass just to... In my liver, actually. Whatever, bro. Fuck her. Around 6 p.m., my phone starts buzzing like crazy. Text after text. It was from her. "Why aren't you answering? I know you're mad, but don't be childish. The least you could do is let me know you're alive." This silent treatment is really immature. Liam reads them, doing this perfect Valley Girl impression. Want me to respond? She's not gonna like what I'm about to say. Nah, let her sweat. Oh, this is gonna be fun. That's when the real show started. 8 p.m., the phone at the nurse's station rings. Pamela comes back 10 minutes later, grinning like the Cheshire Cat. "Your soon-to-be ex-fiancée is calling. She wants to speak with you immediately. Tell her I'm sleeping." "Are you sleeping?" "Like a baby." Pamela's grin gets wider. "Understood." She leaves and comes back 15 minutes later. "She called 4 more times. Apparently you're playing games and she has a right to know what's happening. Tell her whatever you think is medically appropriate." "Oh, sure I will." Here's where Pamela earned her place in the Hall of Fame. Liam was eavesdropping, and apparently Pamela told Fiona I was unconscious and unresponsive following surgical complications, and that only emergency contacts or immediate family members could receive detailed medical information per hospital protocol. Technically accurate. I was napping, unconscious. Not talking, unresponsive. Surgery is always complicated, and Liam was my emergency contact, immediate family by choice. The text went absolutely nuclear. What complications? Why are you unconscious? Why is Liam there instead of me? I'm your fiancé. Pamela said only emergency contacts. WTF does that mean? Are you dying? I'm booking a flight right now. Liam reading these out loud with a hilarious voice. Oh, this one's good. If you die, I will never forgive you. What the hell does that even mean? Screenshotted. This is gonna be fun. But the best part? She posted on Instagram. Please pray for my fiancé. Emergency situation. Might have to come home early. The comments were immediate. OMG, what happened? Wait, weren't you just posting bikini pics? Is everything okay? Then her friend Jessica, and Jessica's real one, comments, didn't you say yesterday he was being dramatic about routine surgery? She deleted Jessica's comment within minutes. But the internet is forever. Liam got a screenshot. Your fiancé's about to learn a valuable lesson about social media, he says. Talk shit. Get hit. Pamela comes back around 10 p.m. with my evening meds and a clipboard full of notes. Your fiancé called 6 more times. I've documented each conversation for medical records. What's she saying now? She demanded to speak with the surgeon, the hospital administrator, and threatened to call the state medical board about patient privacy violations. Because we won't give her detailed medical information about someone who's not her husband, and explicitly removed her as emergency contact. Liam laughs. She's really doubling down on the crazy. Then she was crying about how this was all a misunderstanding and she just wanted to know you were okay. She was screaming about manipulation and conspiracy theories. She's hitting all the classics, I say. The overnight charge nurse is excited to take over. Apparently word spread, and everyone wants to see how this plays out. I turned off my phone and got the best sleep I'd had in weeks. The next morning, I woke up to 89 texts and 43 missed calls. Liam's been documenting everything. She FaceTimed me at 2 a.m. from some club bathroom, completely hammered, crying about how she made a mistake and needs to know you're okay. I told her you were in intensive care. Am I in intensive care? You're intensively eating Jell-O and watching Rick and Morty. Close enough. Pamela comes in for rounds, carrying what looks like a scorecard. Your fiancé called 18 times last night. 18. The night shift made it a competition. Every call earned points based on how dramatic she got. What's the high score? Call number 14. She threatened to call the governor if we didn't give her information. In Florida, about a Pennsylvania hospital. Panic makes people stupid, Pamela says. Speaking of which, she's apparently calling every hospital in the city trying to find you. She can do that? She can try. But you're registered as private, and unless she has your exact room number and patient code, we won't even confirm you exist. The morning nurse, Kevin, stops by around 11 a.m. with more intel. Got a call from Presbyterian Hospital downtown. They said some woman called asking if they had a Zach recovering from kidney surgery. When they said no, she asked them to check again because someone was lying to her. She's calling random hospitals? Gets better. She called Children's Hospital asking if they treat adults. When they said no, she asked if they were covering up for other hospitals. Because that's how conspiracies work. Liam's dying laughing. Dude, she's lost her damn mind. St. Mary's, Jefferson, Temple University Hospital. She's working through the phone book. They're all calling us because she keeps mentioning our hospital name and demanding they tell her the truth. This is insane. This is entertainment, Pamela corrects. We don't get drama this good very often. By afternoon, Fiona's social media had gone full meltdown mode. Posted on Facebook, emergency, flying home immediately. Zach is in critical condition after surgical complications. Please keep us in your prayers. My buddy Marcus texts me. Dude, Fiona's post says you're dying. Are you dying? I text back, texting from heaven right now. They got pudding. Thank God. He replied, Bro LMAO, she said critical condition. Critically bored maybe. Let her dig this hole. Marcus sends back, already screenshotted everything. This is gonna be a meme. That afternoon, I got a surprise visitor. Natalie Smith knocks on my door around 3 p.m., carrying a container that smells like heaven. Now, some background on Natalie. She's my neighbor, lives 2 doors down. Professional baker, runs this little specialty cake business from home. Also happens to be gorgeous, like dangerously gorgeous. We've always been friendly, but she's never crossed any lines out of respect for my relationship. Always just been the sweet neighbor who sometimes brings over extra cookies. Hey, she says, looking genuinely concerned. Liam told me about your surgery when he was getting your mail. Brought you some homemade chicken soup. Liam told you? Wait, you made me soup? Yes! And some of those oatmeal cookies you always compliment. Figured hospital food probably sucks. Liam appears behind me grinning. Natalie, perfect timing. Our patient here was just complaining about the culinary experience. I was not complaining. He totally was. Come in. Come in. Tell me, how long have you been waiting for Fiona to fuck up this badly? And don't say you haven't. We all saw this train wreck coming. Liam, Natalie laughs. I plead the fifth. But seriously, I'm glad you're okay, Zach. Surgery's scary stuff. She stays for like 20 minutes, and it's the first normal conversation I've had in days. Genuine concern from someone who gives a shit whether I live or die. Where's Fiona, though? She asks innocently. Miami, I say. During your surgery? Yup. Natalie blinks slowly. I'm sorry, what? It's a vacation. I don't even have words for that. None of us do, Liam adds. Hence why I drove up from Baltimore to babysit this idiot. I glared at him. But Natalie replied, That's really sweet of you, Liam. Someone had to give a shit. Clearly wasn't going to be Fiona. After she leaves, Liam's looking at me with this knowing grin. What? Nothing. Just interesting timing, that's all. It's soup, dickhead. It's homemade soup from the hot baker who's been waiting 3 years for you to notice she exists. Shut up! She's being neighborly. She's being strategic, and I respect the hell out of it. Oh, and I enjoy seeing you worked up like that. That's why I filled her in anyway. Fuck you. You're welcome. Discharge day comes, and I'm packing when Fiona finally tracks me down. She bursts through the door looking like she's been through a war. Hair's a mess, makeup smeared, still wearing a wrinkled Miami outfit. The dramatic entrance would have been more effective if she hadn't spent the last 48 hours calling every hospital in the tri-state area like some discount Nancy Drew. Oh, thank God you're alive. Why didn't anyone tell me you were okay? Because you were in Miami. I came back early. I was worried sick. I thought you were dying. The nurse said you were unresponsive. I was napping. She stops. Napping. And eating Jell-O sometimes. What the hell? But she said complications. Yeah, it's pretty complicated. The reality starts hitting her. She built this entire crisis narrative in her head based on perfectly normal post-surgical recovery, filtered through her own guilt and panic. You let me think you were dying. Are you freaking kidding me? Number, I let you assume the worst because you weren't here to know any better. That's manipulation. No, you don't get to control the narrative from 1,200 miles away while sipping mojitos. She sinks into the chair, suddenly looking smaller. The Miami tan looks ridiculous against her tear-streaked face, like she's some kind of emotional tourist who wandered into the wrong tragedy. I gave up 2 days of my vacation. I was worried about you. Were you worried about me? Or worried about how it looked that you weren't here? Direct hit. She can't answer that because we both know the truth. I cut my trip short. After you posted bikini pics while I was unconscious on an operating table. That's not fair. I pull the engagement ring out of my pocket and set it on the bedside table. The wedding's off. Complete meltdown mode. Crying, pleading, 3 years together. How can I throw it all away over a misunderstanding? This is insane. That's when I dropped the second bomb. Also, you have 2 weeks to find somewhere else to live. What the hell do you mean somewhere else? You can't kick me out. I have rights. Check the paperwork. Your name's nowhere on it. Funny how that works. I'll call a lawyer. Good luck with that. Pamela appears in the doorway with discharge papers and immediately clocks the situation. Everything all right in here? Just fine, I say. Pamela, meet Fiona. Fiona, meet Pamela, the nurse who's been taking your calls and documenting your meltdowns for posterity. Pamela's smile could cut glass. Oh, the fiancé. How was Miami? Must have been quite the vacation to miss all this excitement. Fiona's standing there like a fish gasping for air. I'm taking him home, she announces. Actually, I'm all set. I gesture to Liam. My ride's been here the whole time. Liam? We came here together. Yeah, sure. This is ridiculous. I'm your fiancé. Ex-fiancé, I correct. She storms out screaming about lawyers and rights. 20 minutes later, she's posting on Facebook about how some people can't handle strong women who have their own lives. The comments destroy her immediately. Jessica. Wait, didn't you go to Miami during his surgery? Marcus. Strong and independent equals abandoning your fiancé during medical procedures? Her cousin Lisa. Girl, what are you even talking about? We saw your vacation pics. She starts deleting comments, but it's too late. The internet remembers everything. The first week home, things were almost peaceful. I'm healing, taking my pain meds, sleeping a lot. Natalie keeps showing up with food. Chicken noodle soup the first day, homemade bread the second, some kind of pasta casserole that made me question every meal Fiona ever made. We start having longer conversations while Liam hovers like a protective older brother, making sarcastic comments about my improved meal service. The woman is incredible. Smart, funny, actually asks how I'm feeling instead of treating my recovery like an inconvenience. We're keeping it completely appropriate, but there's definitely something there. Something real. Fiona notices immediately. Starts interrogating me every time Natalie leaves. Since when are you two close? What do you mean? Why the hell is she coming here? It's none of your business, Fiona. You're leaving soon. TF, do you mean none of my business? I'm your fiancé. Ex-fiancé. And just like that, she would have a meltdown every time Natalie visited. Meanwhile, her work situation starts cracking around the same time. Word spreads fast in professional circles, especially when someone has a very public social media meltdown. Co-workers start looking at her differently. The marketing industry is small, and everyone knows everyone. I found out later that her boss called a meeting after clients started asking about the employee who abandoned her fiancé during surgery. Professional reputation matters when you're handling other people's image problems. Day 10 arrives and she's acting like nothing happened, bringing me coffee in bed, trying to cuddle while I'm watching TV, playing the devoted fiancé she never was when it actually mattered. I know you're still mad about Miami, but we can work through this. There's nothing to work through. When will you get that we're done? Am I speaking Italian here? I made a mistake. People make mistakes. Cut it off. You're supposed to be packing. That's not fair. What's not fair is me wasting time on someone like you. Meanwhile, she's posting on social media about fighting for love and not giving up on what matters. The comments are universally brutal. Maybe fight for love before going to Miami during surgery? Too little, too late, Fiona. This is embarrassing. OMG, delete the post. Her friend group starts distancing themselves. The same girls who encouraged the Miami trip are suddenly unavailable when she needs places to crash. Ashley stops responding to texts. Sarah's making excuses about having family in town. The Fairweather Friend Network collapses when drama gets real. Day 12, I find her going through my phone while I'm in the shower. Who the fuck is Kevin? Why the hell are you touching my phone? Why is he texting you? Gimme this shit. I snatched it from her. Is he making fun of me? Fiona, enough! Don't make me throw you out of the window with all your stuff. Silence. Then, why does Pamela have your number? Get out of my sight. She stomped out loudly and slammed the door. She was spiraling, and I was losing my patience. Then came day 15. I'm getting ready to call my lawyer when there's a knock on the door. Fiona's parents, Maria and Frank, standing in my hallway looking like they're attending a funeral. We need to talk, Frank says. We sit down, and Maria immediately starts crying. We're so sorry, Zach. What she did, we raised her better than that. We didn't know the real story until Jessica told us, Frank adds. Fiona said you had manipulated the hospital situation to make her look bad. I was unconscious, Frank. Hard to manipulate anything while under anesthesia. We know that now. We saw the Instagram posts, the timeline. Maria wipes her eyes. She was posting vacation pictures while you were in surgery. She embarrassed herself and embarrassed the family. 27 years of raising her, and this is what we get, Frank says. We failed somewhere along the line. "We're really sorry, son. And I'm glad the surgery went well. They offered to help get her out, to talk sense into her, but I can see they're done too. 27 years of enabling their daughter's selfishness, and they've finally hit their limit. She's not welcome at home until she gets help," Maria says quietly. "Real help. Therapy, consequences, accountability. We told her we weren't going to support this behavior anymore," Frank adds. She threatened to cut us off. Her exact words were, "Fine. I don't need parents who don't support me," Maria says. The next day, Fiona's screaming at them in my hallway, full meltdown, accusing them of taking my side, threatening to never speak to them again. I record it through my peephole for evidence. The sound quality is terrible, but you can clearly hear her calling her parents traitors and manipulated idiots for not supporting her truth. Her own parents, who've bankrolled her lifestyle for years, getting screamed at in a public hallway because they won't enable her delusions. Her friend Ashley comes to pick her up. Ashley's got that, "I'm only doing this because I have to" energy. Loads Fiona's stuff into her car, while Fiona sobs dramatically about being abandoned by everyone. "You'll regret this," she tells me, as Ashley drags her toward the stairs. "You can't destroy someone's life and get away with it." Ashley gives me this apologetic look as they leave. We both know this is temporary. Within hours of leaving, Fiona's on every social media platform posting her side of the story. Long, rambling posts about manipulation and fake medical emergencies, and how she's the real victim. The problem is, she's still friends with people from my work, my gym, my family, people who know the truth, people who saw her Miami posts in real time. Everyone in the comments was calling out her bullshit and roasting her. She started deleting posts, but the internet is forever. People are sharing her Miami vacation pics side by side with her emergency rush home posts. The hypocrisy was so clear a blind person could see it. The professional consequences accelerate. Her company's HR department starts getting calls from clients who recognize her. Her job is all about image management, and her image is radioactive. My coworker Janet shared one of Fiona's rants in the office group chat with the caption, "This is why you don't air your dirty laundry on social media." The whole office saw it. My boss Mark just shakes his head and texts me, "Dodged a bullet, man." Actually, dodged a whole firing squad. 2 weeks later, Ashley kicked her out. Apparently, Fiona was throwing tantrums about rent money, leaving messes everywhere, and bringing guys home at all hours. Ashley posts about it on her Instagram stories. Nothing specific, just some people never learn boundaries with a house key emoji. Subtle but clear. She moved in with another friend, Sarah. That lasted exactly 12 days before Sarah's posting about toxic energy and cleaning house. She was kicked again. She's bouncing between friends' couches, burning bridges everywhere she goes. Her job performance tanks because she's spending work hours posting rants about me instead of actually working. Management notices. People notice. Liam's keeping tabs through mutual connections. Turns out Fiona's becoming that friend everyone avoids. The one who makes everything about her drama. The one who can't have a conversation without bringing up her victim narrative. The final straw comes when she posts a 40-minute video on her Instagram explaining the real story. Crying, holding up printed screenshots, claiming I gaslit her into going to Miami so I could set her up for failure. The video was so cringy to watch. She's clearly been drinking, rambling about conspiracy theories, holding up her phone screen to show text conversations that actually prove my point. It's like watching someone dig their own grave with a selfie stick. Her own extended family starts unfollowing her. Even Sarah's dad, the surgeon who supposedly knows about medical manipulation, comments, "Young lady, I've been a surgeon for 30 years. No one fakes kidney tumors for attention." She deleted the video within hours, but not before dozens of people downloaded it. Liam's got a copy, obviously. That's when the real consequences start rolling in. Month 2 of my recovery, life is actually good. Natalie and I are officially hanging out, still taking it slow, but she's incredible. She brings dinner 3 times a week, helps me with physical therapy exercises, never once makes my healing process about her. It's like night and day compared to the 3 years of walking on eggshells with Fiona. Liam's still crashing in my guest room, partly to help with recovery, but mostly because he's enjoying the front row seat to Fiona's implosion. He gives me daily updates like it's his job. "So, Sarah kicked her. Where's Fiona staying now?" "Motel 6 on Route 22. Her work situation gets worse. She's working at some marketing firm downtown, and word travels fast in those circles. People recognized her. She gets written up for excessive personal social media use during work hours. Apparently, she's posting Instagram stories from the office bathroom, still crying about being manipulated and abandoned. Her supervisor actually reaches out to me through LinkedIn. Hey man, sorry about your situation with Fiona. She's been struggling at work since the Miami thing. Wanted you to know it's affecting her professional life too. Then, the really crazy shit starts. First, I noticed her car parked across from my building. Different times. Always just sitting there. She's watching my apartment like some discount private investigator. She shows up around 7 p.m. on weekdays, presumably after work, and sits there for hours. Sometimes I catch her smoking in the car. Other times, she's just staring at my windows like she's waiting for something to happen. It's pathetic and creepy in equal measure. Then the notes start appearing on my car. Weird, rambling shit written on napkins and receipt paper. I know what you're doing with that neighbor slut. You can't hide the truth forever. We had something real and you destroyed it for lies. Serial killer vibes, honestly. Liam finds one and immediately takes photos for evidence. She's officially lost it, he says, reading one that's written in different colored pens like some kind of ransom note. This is restraining order territory. But it gets worse. Natalie starts getting messages. Instagram DMs at first, then Facebook, then her business email. Fiona found her bakery website and started leaving one-star reviews claiming Natalie seduces sick men and breaks up happy relationships. The reviews are deranged. Homewrecker. This woman targets men recovering from surgery when they're vulnerable. Predatory behavior. 0 stars. This baker destroyed my relationship by bringing soup to my fiancé. Who does that? Yeah, who brings soup to sick people? What kind of monster does that? Next, she'll probably offer to do laundry or something equally diabolical. The fake reviews start affecting Natalie's business. Potential clients see them and ask questions. She has to explain the situation to her regular customers. Natalie shows me the messages, and they escalate from passive-aggressive to straight-up threatening. Stay away from what's mine. You don't know who you're messing with. Homewreckers get what they deserve. I'm starting to get scared, Natalie admits. Don't be scared. We're documenting everything. Then the threats start. Actual, explicit threats sent to Natalie's business Instagram. Screenshots of our apartment building with captions like, I know where you sleep. The messages become increasingly unhinged. She threatens to make Natalie disappear and promises that homewreckers always get what's coming to them. That's it, I say. We're done playing games. I filed for a restraining order. The evidence is crystal clear. Photos of her car stalking my building, screenshots of the threatening messages, copies of the psycho notes left on my car. The judge takes one look and grants it immediately. She had to stay 500 feet away from me, my apartment, my workplace, and from Natalie. Temporary relief. For about a week, the stalking stops. No more car, no more notes, no more messages to Natalie. I start thinking maybe she got the message. Then comes the grand finale. And let me tell you, you're absolutely gonna love this. It's about 10 p.m. I'm on the couch with Natalie watching Netflix while Liam's making grilled cheese in the kitchen. First normal evening in months. Then we hear car doors slamming, footsteps on stairs, and someone pounding on my door like the building's on fire. Zach, I know you're in there. Fiona's voice slurred and desperate. Open this freaking door! I look through the peephole. She's swaying drunk, holding a wine bottle, wearing pajama pants and a tank top like she just rolled out of bed. Completely unhinged. You ruined my life! Come out here and face me! Natalie immediately starts recording while Liam calls 911. I keep watching through the peephole, documenting everything. I gave you everything! 3 years of my life. She starts kicking the door, leaving actual scuff marks on the wood. That bitch neighbor turned you against me! I see what's happening! It's a conspiracy! Then she notices the peephole and comes right up to it, face distorted in the lens. The view was hilarious. She looked as intimidating as a goldfish. I know you're watching! Come out here like a man! The neighbor's doors start opening. Mrs. Patterson from 3B peeks out. Mr. Johnson from 3A steps into the hallway. Everyone's getting a show, and Fiona's too drunk to notice or care. Liam hangs up with 911 and grins at me. Want to have some fun before the cops get here? What do you mean? He disappears into the kitchen and comes back with a container of flour. Trust me. We wait until she starts kicking again. Then Liam cracks the door just enough to dump the entire container over her head. She screams like a banshee, completely covered in white powder, clawing at her face and stumbling backward. Looks like a demented ghost who got fired from a haunted house for overacting. You fucking psychos! I will show you all! This is assault! Flour, it's flour, you lunatic! Liam calls through the door. Self-defense against home invasion. Also, you look like a very angry snowman. Natalie and I were dying laughing. The cops arrive just as she's trying to wipe flour out of her eyes while screaming threats. They find her covered head to toe in white powder, clearly intoxicated, outside an apartment she's legally banned from approaching. The lead officer takes one look at the scene. Fiona looking like a flour-covered nightmare. Me calmly handing over printed copies of the restraining order and threat screenshots. Natalie's video evidence of the door kicking, and just shakes his head. Ma'am, you're under arrest for violation of a restraining order, public intoxication, and harassment. They assaulted me, she screamed. The officer cleared his throat. Ahem, I can tell. Let's go. They cuffed her while she's still spitting flour and screaming about manipulation and conspiracy theories. The neighbors are all watching from their doors, getting front row seats to the best entertainment this building's seen in years. Mrs. Patterson from 3B was actually chewing something and clapping. That was better than Netflix. As they're walking her to the patrol car, she turns back and screams, Karma will get to you, Zach! This isn't over! Liam leaned against the doorframe, still holding the empty flour container, and called back, We'll be waiting, sweetheart. Last image of my ex-fiancé, covered in flour, hands cuffed, being stuffed into a police car while screaming about victimhood. Should have been the cover photo for How Not to Handle a Breakup, a Masterclass. The arrest made local news. Woman violates restraining order, gets covered in flour during domestic dispute. Her employer saw it. Her remaining friends saw it. Her family saw it. She lost her job within 48 hours. Her professional reputation, already hanging by a thread, completely disintegrates. 6 months later, she's living in a different state with relatives who barely tolerate her, working retail because no marketing firm will touch her after the online meltdown, and still posting occasionally about the injustice she suffered. Meanwhile, I'm fully recovered. Natalie and I are planning to move in together. Liam's got enough blackmail material to last decades, and I wake up every morning grateful that Toomer showed me who Fiona really was before I made the biggest mistake of my life. Turns out the best revenge is just, well, actually getting someone covered in flour and dragged away in handcuffs. GG.